Sam Morgan stood at the viewport of the U.S. Voyager, watching stars glide by as the ship patrolled the outer reaches of Earth's solar system. As captain of Earth's most advanced vessel, he carried the weight of humanity's defense on his shoulders. Tall and lean with weathered features, Sam had spent 20 years in the Earth Defense Force. Nothing in those years had prepared him for today. "Captain, we're detecting unusual signals," said Communications Officer Lily Chen. Her fingers danced across the holographic display. "Pattern suggests artificial origin. Definitely not one of ours." Sam straightened his uniform. "Source: edge of the system, sir, near Neptune's orbit." Chief Science Officer Greg Hayes looked up from his station. "The signal pattern doesn't match any known human transmission protocol. I believe we're looking at first contact." A hush fell over the bridge. Humanity had wondered for centuries if they were alone in the universe. Now they had their answer. "Alert Earth Defense Command," Sam ordered. "Then bring us closer, but maintain safe distance. Weapons on standby only." The U.S. Voyager changed course, engines humming as it accelerated toward the mysterious signal. Sam called his senior officers to the briefing room. "We need to prepare for all possibilities," he told them. "This could be peaceful explorers or something else entirely." As they neared Neptune's orbit, the sensors detected multiple large objects appearing from what seemed to be some kind of portal in space. "My God," whispered Greg. "Those are ships. Big ones." The alien vessels were unlike anything humans had built. Dark and angular with protruding spines, they resembled massive predatory fish. The largest was nearly a mile long. "They're moving toward Earth," Lily reported, her voice steady despite the tension. "Slow but deliberate course." Sam made his decision. "Open a communication channel. All frequencies, universal greeting protocol." Minutes passed. Then the main screen flickered, revealing a being unlike anything they had seen before. The alien had scaled skin in deep purple tones, yellow eyes with vertical pupils, and a mouth lined with sharp teeth. Bony ridges framed its face like a natural armor. "I am Kreshtar, Fleet Commander of the Draconian Empire," the alien said in surprisingly good English. "Your world has been noted for acquisition." Sam kept his expression neutral. "I'm Captain Sam Morgan of the Earth Defense Force. We welcome peaceful contact with your civilization, but I must clarify that Earth is not available for acquisition." Kreshtar made a sound that might have been laughter. "Your preferences are irrelevant. We have studied your species from afar. Physically weak, technologically primitive. Your surrender will make this process simpler." "We may surprise you, Commander," Sam replied. "Humans value peace, but we're quite capable of defending ourselves." The alien commander leaned closer to whatever device was transmitting his image. "Your confidence is misplaced. Our empire spans dozens of systems. Yours will be added to our territory. Resist, and we will unleash forces you cannot comprehend." The transmission ended abruptly. "They've accelerated," reported Navigation Officer Penny Rivera. "At current speed, they'll reach Earth in 3 days." Sam turned to his communications officer. "Send everything we have to Earth Defense Command. Then get me Admiral Fletcher." Within minutes, the Admiral's face appeared on screen, grim and focused. "We've received your data, Captain," Fletcher said. "All planetary defenses are being activated. Return to Earth immediately to coordinate our response." As the Voyager changed course for home, Sam gazed once more at the approaching alien fleet. Humanity had dreamed of meeting alien life for generations. No one had imagined first contact would come as a threat. "They think we're weak," he said quietly to his first officer, Ryan Chen. Ryan nodded. "Then they don't understand humans at all." The Voyager accelerated toward Earth, racing ahead of the Draconian fleet. Humanity's first alien encounter had begun with a threat. How it would end remained to be seen. The lunar outpost Armstrong Base shook as the Draconian energy weapons struck the protective dome. Alarms blared throughout the facility. The attack had come without warning, a single alien ship breaking from the main fleet to strike Earth's most vulnerable outpost. casualties?" Sam asked, watching the live feed from Earth Defense Command headquarters. Admiral Fletcher grimaced. 3 injured, no deaths. They deliberately targeted non-critical systems. This wasn't meant to destroy the base. It was a message, Sam said, showing what they could do if they wanted. After returning to Earth, Sam had been appointed as humanity's official representative to the Draconians. The attack on Armstrong Base came only hours after Earth had formally refused the aliens' demand to surrender. Kelly Adams, the Voyager's xenobiologist, studied the footage of the attack. With her sharp mind and background in both biology and psychology, she had been assigned to help Sam understand their new enemy. "Look at the precision," she pointed out. "They could have killed everyone on that base, but they chose not to. They're demonstrating power while leaving room for us to back down." Sam nodded. "The question is, what do we do now? We can't match their firepower." A day later, the United Earth Council convened an emergency session. Representatives from all nations gathered to discuss humanity's response. Sam and Kelly presented what they knew about the Draconians. "From what we've observed, they respect strength above all else," Kelly explained. "Their hierarchy appears to be based on physical dominance and military achievement." Council President Maria Diaz looked troubled. "Then we have little hope of peaceful resolution. Our fleet is no match for theirs." As the meeting concluded without clear consensus, Kelly approached Sam in the corridor outside. "Captain, I have an unusual idea," she said. "What if we approach this from a completely different angle? The Draconians value physical strength, but humans have always succeeded through different kinds of strength. What are you suggesting?" Kelly smiled. "The Therapy Animal Program. It's been part of our space missions for years. The psychological benefits are well documented." Sam looked confused. "You want to send dogs to meet the aliens?" "Not just any dog. Your dog. Max is one of the best-trained military dogs in the service. He's calm under pressure and highly intelligent." Sam thought about his Belgian Malinois. Max had been his companion for 6 years, trained both as a therapy animal and for security operations. The dog stayed in his quarters aboard the Voyager, a special exception granted to the captain. "I don't see how bringing a dog to negotiations helps us," Sam said skeptically. "The Draconians see us as physically weak, but our relationship with animals shows a different kind of strength. The ability to form bonds across species, to train and work together, is uniquely human." Later that evening, Sam sat in his temporary quarters, Max resting beside him. The dog sensed his tension, pressing closer to offer comfort. "What do you think, buddy?" Sam asked, scratching behind Max's ears. "Ready to meet some aliens." The next morning, Sam presented Kelly's idea to Admiral Fletcher. "It's unorthodox," the Admiral admitted, "but conventional approaches aren't working. The Draconians have agreed to one more meeting before they continue their advance. They're expecting us to offer terms of surrender. Instead, we'll show them something they've never seen before," Sam said. 3 hours later, Sam received the official approval. He would lead a small delegation to the Draconian flagship, positioned now just beyond lunar orbit, and against all diplomatic protocol, Max would accompany them. As Sam prepared for the mission, he looked at the Earth through his window. Beautiful, blue, and seemingly fragile against the vastness of space, yet humanity had survived countless challenges throughout its history. "Let's hope this isn't our last one," he whispered to Max, who stood alert at his side, ready for whatever came next. The Earth shuttle docked with the massive Draconian flagship. Sam checked Max's special spacesuit one last time. The dog remained calm, his training evident in his steady gaze and relaxed posture. "Remember the plan," Sam said to Kelly and Jack Wilson, the security chief who completed their small delegation. "We stay diplomatic, but firm. We are not here to surrender." Jack nodded, his hand never far from his sidearm. "I still think bringing the dog is a risk, sir." "Max is the whole point," Kelly reminded him. "He shows something about humanity the Draconians need to see." The airlock cycled open. 4 tall draconian guards waited on the other side, their scaled skin gleaming under the ship's lights. Each carried weapons that made the humans look like toys. "Follow," one of the guards growled. They walked through corridors lined with materials that seemed partly organic, partly mechanical. The air was warmer and more humid than humans preferred. Max stayed precisely at Sam's heel, ignoring the strange environment and alien guards. The central chamber of the ship was enormous. Dozens of draconians stood at various stations. At the center, on a raised platform, waited Commander Kreshtar. He seemed even larger in person, nearly 8 feet tall with powerful limbs, and that same armored appearance. "Captain Morgan," Kreshtar said, his voice rumbling. "You return with your answer." "I return to continue our discussion," Sam replied evenly. "Earth will not surrender, but we believe there's a path forward that benefits both our species." Kreshtar's yellow eyes narrowed. Then he noticed Max standing calmly beside Sam. "You bring a small beast to these proceedings." The alien commander seemed both surprised and amused. "Is this some primitive ritual?" Kelly stepped forward. "This is Max, a Belgian Malinois dog. He represents an important aspect of human civilization." "Ah," Kreshtar hissed with what seemed like laughter. "You bring your pet to comfort you before your defeat. How typical of a weak species." Several other draconians joined in the mocking sounds. Sam remained composed. "Max is neither a pet nor a beast in the way you suggest. He's a partner." Kreshtar descended from his platform, moving with surprising grace for his size. He circled the humans, studying Max with interest. The dog remained perfectly still, watching but not reacting. "Our scans show your world has many animals stronger than this creature," Kreshtar said. "Yet you choose this one to represent your strength." "Strength takes many forms," Sam replied. Kreshtar suddenly made a sharp movement toward Sam, clawed hand extending in what appeared to be a threatening gesture. Before Jack could draw his weapon, Max moved, not attacking, but positioning himself between Sam and the alien commander. The dog didn't growl or bare his teeth, but his message was clear: protect without aggression. The draconian commander stopped, studying the dog with new interest. "Interesting. It guards you, yet shows restraint." Kreshtar turned to address his officers. "The humans think to impress us with their small guardian beast. Perhaps we should show them what a true war beast looks like." He barked orders in his native language. A door at the far end of the chamber slid open. "Captain Morgan," Kreshtar said, yellow eyes gleaming. "You face extinction. Your technology cannot match ours. Your physical forms are weak. You bring a small beast to our meeting as if to impress us." He gestured toward the opening door. "We have been conquering worlds since your ancestors were living in caves. When we face resistance, we unleash our beasts." A low growl emerged from the doorway. Something massive moved in the shadows. "Perhaps," Kreshtar continued, "we should settle this matter with a demonstration. Your beast against one of ours. Would you risk the fate of your world on such a contest?" Sam looked at Max, then at Kelly and Jack. This was not part of the plan, but the draconian commander had offered an unexpected opportunity. "What exactly are you proposing, Commander?" Sam asked. Kreshtar's mouth formed what might have been a smile, revealing rows of sharp teeth. "A simple contest. If your beast prevails, we will consider your claims of strength more carefully. If not..." He let the implication hang in the air. Sam felt the weight of Earth's future settle on his shoulders. The draconian commander's challenge was unexpected, but it offered a chance, perhaps the only one, to avoid immediate war. "Before I agree to any contest," Sam said carefully, "I need to understand the terms more clearly." Kreshtar made a gesture that might have been the alien equivalent of a shrug. "Simple. Your beast against our war beast. If your creature shows worthy fighting skill, we reconsider our assessment of human strength." Kelly stepped closer to Sam, speaking quietly. "This might be our best option. They respect physical confrontation as a way to establish worth." I'm not risking Max in a fight to the death, Sam whispered back. Jack joined their huddle. Sir, we have limited options. The entire Earth fleet is on high alert. But if they attack, casualties will be in the millions. Sam looked down at Max, who returned his gaze with calm trust. The dog had been through military training, but he wasn't bred for combat like whatever creature the Draconians had. Commander, Sam said, turning back to Kreshtar, I accept your challenge, but with conditions. This is not a fight to the death. The contest ends when one animal submits or when I call Max back. My dog is not a weapon. He's a partner. The Draconian commander seemed amused. Agreed, though I doubt you will need to worry about your beast killing ours. This produced rumbling laughter from the other aliens. Prepare the arena, Kreshtar ordered. They were led to a large circular room deeper within the ship. Metal walls rose 30 feet high around a sandy floor. Draconian officers filled observation platforms above. Sam knelt beside Max, checking his protective vest and removing the spacesuit components. Listen, buddy, I need you to be careful. We're not here to fight. Show them what you can do, but safety first. Understand? Max licked Sam's hand once, his posture alert but calm. Kelly touched Sam's shoulder. Remember, Max is smart. He'll rid the situation. If things go bad, I'm pulling him out regardless of the consequences, Sam said firmly. A deep rumbling sound drew their attention to the opposite side of the arena. A massive door was sliding open. Behold, Kreshtar announced from an elevated platform, a juvenile Razorclaw, bred for generations to serve as war beasts for Draconian elite forces. The creature that emerged made Sam's blood run cold. It stood nearly 7 feet tall at the shoulder, with 6 muscular limbs and a whip-like tail. Its dark purple hide appeared armored in places, and its head featured multiple eyes and a jaw that seemed able to open in 4 different directions. Sharp protrusions lined its spine. Max watched the creature emerge, his ears forward, body tense but not fearful. Begin, Kreshtar commanded. The Razorclaw charged immediately, covering half the arena in seconds. Sam's heart leaped to his throat, but Max was already moving, darting to the side with practiced precision. The Razorclaw skidded, trying to change direction, but Max was already circling behind it. Good boy, Sam whispered. The alien beast roared in frustration, spinning to locate the much smaller dog. Max stayed in motion, never presenting an easy target. The Draconians watched with increasing interest. Your beast only runs, Kreshtar called down. Is this human strength? Avoiding conflict? It's called strategy, Sam replied. Watch and learn. Max continued his calculated movements, neither attacking nor fleeing. He was analyzing the larger creature's patterns, Sam realized, doing exactly what he'd been trained to do in uncertain situations. The Razorclaw grew increasingly agitated, its movements becoming less coordinated. It slashed at Max with massive claws, but the dog anticipated each move, staying just beyond reach. Sam noticed something else. The alien beast was breathing heavily now, while Max remained composed and focused. Intelligence over brute force, Kelly observed quietly. Sam nodded, hope beginning to grow. This wasn't a battle of teeth and claws. It was becoming a demonstration of exactly what made Earth's creatures, and by extension, humans, different from the Draconians. The contest had only just begun, but already Sam sensed the tide turning in their favor. For 15 minutes, Max continued his careful dance with the Razorclaw. The great alien beast grew more frustrated with each failed attempt to catch the dog. Its movements became wilder, less coordinated. The Draconians watched in silence, their initial amusement turning to curiosity. The small beast has surprising endurance, one of the Draconian officers remarked to Kreshtar. Sam noticed Max changing his pattern. Instead of simply evading, the dog began making quick approaches toward the Razorclaw, then retreating before the larger creature could react. It appeared random at first, but Sam recognized the training. "What is he doing?" Jack whispered. Kelly smiled slightly. "He's assessing. Look at his focus. He's identifying weak points." The Razor Claw roared, a sound that vibrated through the metal floor. It reared up on its back limbs, making itself even larger. Max used this moment to dart between its legs, causing the beast to spin awkwardly and nearly lose balance. "Your beast merely annoys mine," Kreshtar called down, but his tone lacked the earlier confidence. Sam didn't respond. He watched as Max began a new approach. The dog was no longer just evading. He was actively engaging on his terms. When the Razor Claw lunged, Max darted in and nipped at a specific spot on its lower limb, not hard enough to wound, but enough to cause the beast to pull back. "He's hurting it," Kelly said with growing excitement. "Watch, he's controlling its movement." She was right. Max was using techniques developed over centuries for managing animals many times his size. The Razor Claw, for all its power, was being subtly guided into moving where Max wanted it to go. Sam noticed something else. Look at its eyes. The Razor Claw is getting confused, not just angry. The alien beast was indeed showing signs of uncertainty. Its attacks became hesitant. Each time it moved to strike, Max was elsewhere, appearing at another angle, always just out of reach, but never far away. Then Max did something unexpected. During a moment when the Razor Claw paused, breathing heavily, Max stopped too. He sat down, just beyond striking distance, and simply watched the larger creature. A murmur went through the draconian observers. The Razor Claw tilted its head, multiple eyes blinking in what seemed like confusion. It made a lower growling sound, less threatening than before. "What is your beast doing?" Kreshtar demanded. "Why does it not attack while our war beast rests?" "He's communicating," Sam explained, offering a truce. Max stood slowly and took a single step toward the Razor Claw. The alien beast tensed, but didn't strike. Max took another step, then lowered his front half in a play bow, a universal canine invitation to peaceful interaction. The Razor Claw made a rumbling sound in its throat. It lowered its massive head toward Max, who remained perfectly still. The two animals were now just feet apart, neither attacking. "Impossible," one of the draconian officers hissed. "The war beast is bred for aggression." Yet the evidence was before them. The Razor Claw slowly settled onto the sand, its posture relaxing. Max approached with careful movements, eventually standing beside the much larger creature. "Call your beast back before it gets killed," Kreshtar ordered, but his voice lacked conviction. Sam shook his head. "He's fine. He's showing you something important." Max circled the now calm Razor Claw once, then returned to Sam's side, his mission complete. The contrast was striking, the small dog walking confidently away from the massive war beast that now watched with what almost seemed like respect. "In all my cycles, I have never seen a war beast pacified without force," Kreshtar said, descending from his platform to the arena floor. Sam knelt to stroke Max's head. "That's because you don't understand the difference between domination and partnership." Kelly stepped forward. "Your war beast responded to Max because he offered communication instead of combat. It's the foundation of how humans work with animals." Kreshtar approached slowly, his yellow eyes fixed on Max. "This small beast has wisdom our warriors lack. Perhaps we have misjudged humans after all." The Draconians gathered in what appeared to be their version of a conference room. Large view screens displayed images from Earth, dogs herding sheep, guide dogs helping blind humans, search and rescue teams working together after disasters. 15,000 years, Kelly explained as the images changed. That's how long humans and dogs have been partners. Not master and slave, but two species choosing to work together for mutual benefit. Kreshtar and 6 other Draconian leaders watched with intense focus. After the arena event, the commander had invited the human delegation to share more information about their relationship with Earth animals. In the beginning, wolves, the ancestors of dogs, approached human camps, Kelly continued. They discovered that cooperating with humans provided reliable food and protection. Humans found that the wolves offered warning against dangers and help with hunting. You did not simply capture and break them to your will, asked a draconian officer named Vexinar. That would be more efficient. Sam shook his head. Force creates resistance. Partnership creates possibilities neither species could achieve alone. Max sat calmly beside Sam, occasionally glancing at the draconians with mild interest. Several of the aliens kept watching the dog, as if trying to understand the secret of his earlier performance. We originally believed your physical weakness made you prey species, Kreshtar admitted. Yet you turned potential predators into allies. This requires significant intelligence. It's more than intelligence, Kelly said. It requires empathy, understanding another species' needs and communication styles. She pulled up new images showing brain scans. When humans and dogs interact positively, both species produce oxytocin, a bonding hormone. We've evolved to respond to each other on a biological level. Vexinar leaned forward. And this extends beyond these dogs. Absolutely, Kelly confirmed. Humans work with many species, horses for transportation and therapy, birds for message carrying and detection, dolphins for underwater operations. Each partnership is built on mutual respect and understanding. Kreshtar made a gesture, and the room's lighting shifted. A holographic image appeared showing draconian history, scenes of their warriors subduing great beasts, forcing them into obedience through pain and fear. Our approach has always been different, he said. The strongest survive by dominating the weak. War beasts serve because they fear warriors more than enemies. Sam studied the images, but your Razorclaw responded to Max. It chose to calm down rather than continue fighting. That suggests capacity for something beyond fear-based obedience. Kreshtar was silent for a long moment. Yes, this troubles our scientists. The war beasts should not make such choices. Unless they've always had that capacity, and your methods never allowed you to see it, Kelly suggested gently. The commander turned to one of his officers. Bring the juvenile Razorclaw to Observation Chamber 3. I wish to test something. 20 minutes later, they stood in a room with transparent walls looking into a large enclosure. The Razorclaw that had faced Max entered from one side, moving cautiously. We normally keep war beasts in isolation when not training, Kreshtar explained. They are too dangerous for interaction. May I suggest something? Sam asked. When the commander nodded, Sam turned to Max. Ready to work, buddy. With proper safety precautions established, Max was allowed into an adjoining chamber with a transparent barrier between him and the Razorclaw. The alien beast immediately recognized the dog, moving closer to the barrier with what seemed like curiosity rather than aggression. Remarkable, whispered Vexinar. No handler is controlling it, yet it shows restraint. Because Max isn't threatening it, Sam explained. He's offering something different. Recognition, respect. Kreshtar watched as the Razorclaw mirrored Max's movements, both creatures studying each other across the barrier. In thousands of cycles we never considered. The commander's voice trailed off. Our empire was built on showing strength through dominance. Yet your small beast showed greater strength through understanding. That's humanity's real power, Kelly said quietly. Not our technology or weapons, but our ability to form connections and partnerships. Kreshtar turned to Sam, his yellow eyes reflecting new respect. Captain Morgan, I believe we have much to learn from each other. The Earth Defense Force headquarters buzzed with activity as officials prepared for the arrival of the Draconian delegation. 1 month had passed since the confrontation aboard the alien flagship. In that time, much had changed. Sam stood at the window overlooking the landing pad, Max sitting alert beside him. The dog had become something of a celebrity, both among humans and Draconians. Hard to believe it all came down to a dog showing aliens how to make friends, Jack said, joining Sam at the window. Sam smiled. Max did what centuries of human diplomacy might never have accomplished. The sky darkened as the Draconian shuttle descended. Unlike the threatening warships of their first arrival, this vessel was smaller and decorated with symbols of peaceful exchange. "They've withdrawn 90% of their fleet from our solar system," Kelly reported, checking her tablet. "The remaining ships are participating in joint exercises with our own fleet." "And the Razor Claws?" Sam asked. Kelly's face brightened. "That's the most amazing part. Their handlers have begun implementing our training techniques. Early results show a 70% reduction in aggressive incidents." The shuttle landed with a soft hiss. The door opened to reveal Kreshtar, accompanied by 3 other Draconians. Most surprising was what walked beside the commander, a juvenile Razorclaw, moving calmly without restraints. "Is that the same one?" Jack asked in disbelief. "Yes," Kelly confirmed. "Kreshtar has been working with it personally. They named it Harmony, a concept they've been exploring through our cultural exchange." Sam and Max led the reception committee onto the landing pad. The dog showed no fear as the Razorclaw approached, though Sam noticed humans in the security detail tensing. "Captain Morgan," Kreshtar greeted, performing the human gesture of extending a hand. "Earth's atmosphere is pleasant, if cool." "Welcome to Earth, Commander," Sam replied, shaking the offered hand carefully. "We're honored by your visit." Max and Harmony studied each other. Then the dog gave a small play bow. To everyone's amazement, the Razorclaw attempted to mirror the gesture. "Remarkable progress," Kelly whispered. The delegation moved inside to the diplomatic reception hall, where world leaders waited to formalize the peace agreement. As they walked, Kreshtar spoke quietly to Sam. "Before we discovered your world, the Draconian Empire had conquered 17 systems," the commander admitted. "Always through force, always creating subjects rather than allies." "And now?" Sam asked. "Now we face a choice. Continue as we have, or explore this new path your species has shown us." Kreshtar gestured to where Max walked beside Harmony. "Our scientists study the concept you call mutualism, species benefiting each other through cooperation rather than competition." In the reception hall, Admiral Fletcher approached with Earth's president. After formal introductions, they moved to the central table where the alliance document waited. "This agreement establishes not just peace, but active cooperation between our species," the president explained. "Technology exchange, cultural missions, and joint scientific ventures." Kreshtar nodded. "My council debated extensively. Some warriors argued that changing our ways dishonors our ancestors. Others saw the wisdom in your approach." He looked at Max. "A simple beast provided clarity when our oldest philosophies could not." As the formal signing began, Kelly leaned close to Sam. "Did you ever imagine when you brought Max aboard the Voyager that he'd end up preventing an interstellar war?" Sam shook his head, smiling as he watched Max sit patiently through the ceremony. "He's always been special, but this goes beyond anything I could have imagined." After the documents were signed, Kreshtar approached Sam with a formal vox. "A gift," the commander explained. "Ancient Draconian tradition holds that worthy adversaries who become allies exchange symbols of respect." Inside the box lay a collar made of a shimmering material unlike anything on Earth, sized perfectly for Max. "When I first saw your beast, I thought you weak for bringing such a small creature to face us," Kreshtar admitted. "Now I understand it was the greatest strength you could have shown." As the reception continued, humans and Draconians mingled, sharing stories, and beginning the long process of understanding each other. In a quiet corner, Max lay resting with Harmony settled nearby. Two species from different worlds finding harmony where once there would have been only conflict. "Unleash the beast," Sam said quietly, recalling Kreshtar's earlier threat. "What was that, Captain?" Kelly asked. Sam smiled, watching Max and the Razorclaw. "Just thinking that unleashing the beast meant something very different than any of us expected. Not a threat, but a gift. The beginning of understanding."